Bienvenidos.
Vaya con Dios, mi hombres.
Es miércoles. Es Overbooked. Yo soy host.
¡Arriba, arriba!
Silencio.
God damn it.
La voz de los bromistas. Here we have LeftEyeEgo. Hola, sir. You have no sound. Cannot hear you. We come back to him. Down below. El Duque Diablo. Hola.
Hola. I'm not even trying to fake it with Spanish. Where's El Grande Americano? I'm here for him. I'm only here for him.
¿Dónde está el grande americano?
Sí.
Y down below. Introduce yourself, sir.
La voz de Buenos. Nadie se mete conmigo. We must sell this in the ring.
We said this in the ring. As next Saturday on the WWE YouTube channel, we have Worlds Collide, where in the main event, the horrible Chad Gable will challenge Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. We will talk about that soon, but for now, we must say adios, because
Arrivederci.
Agent Ice is after us. So we send you back.
Con Dios.
We send you back to our normal
Arriba.
correspondence. Adios. Welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked. I want to thank our Lucha compatriots for agreeing to open the show for us. And I've already been told we have got already 7 likes already going right now. We have a goal because we hit our goal last time. We're going for 12 likes, minimum 12. So be sure that you are liking the show. You're subscribing. All our information is down below in the description.
I say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
And of course, also, if you want to support the channel, again, the likes, the comments, that helps. You can also check out the link to that Joker Voice merch store, t-shirts, mugs with overbooked merchandise and Joker Voice merchandise as well. As we have one of our wrenches, actually the man who made the logo for Once and As Overbooked, our wrench Jacob Ironside. The masks are back, yes, and Thomas Preston, and so it begins. Yes. As before we could get into our first story, I just want to say that the WWE, some folks say had botched something when it comes to the Worlds Collide Premium Live event. That they announced that the main event was going to be Chad Gable versus Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. Well, there's an issue with that. Vikingo is currently not the AAA Mega Champion. However, there is a AAA event this Saturday where Vikingo is challenging the AAA Mega Champion, the wrestler formerly known as Alberto Del Rio. Gee, I wonder who's winning that match.
Hold on. I gotta access my DraftKings account. I gotta play some money on this. I feel good, guys. I feel good. I'm going with Del Rio.
If anyone thought that the WWE was going to have Alberto Del Rio anywhere near a WWE event, I got something special.
Why not?
Just for that.
What?
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Not happening. Not anytime soon.
I forget. Why was he wearing an apron?
He was cooking, I think.
Okay.
I miss Bad News Barrett.
So do I. Ego,
Yeah.
Your sound is still not good.
Check your audio settings.
Oh yeah, I can't even hear you, dude. Okay, so he's okay,
He's
so
on the wrong mic.
probably. So some good news, actually some very good news to start the show with. We talked about last week. Jim Ross has been diagnosed with colon cancer and was going in for surgery. Well, the surgery apparently has gone well. So we wish good old JR a speedy recovery and hope he is back on commentary soon.
Agreed.
So definitely missing good old JR. But this was a busy weekend for professional wrestling. This was absolutely nuts. Let me find it first because we're gonna let Matt go first here.
There's so much wrestling going on. It's like every weekend's a busy weekend now. Like you almost feel overwhelmed watching wrestling week.
You do.
Well,
This is too much.
just wait until because
2 weeks.
well, we're a week and a half from Money in the Bank.
We got to cycle Money in the Bank, all in, all out.
Well, then we'll talk about that in just a second. But Matt, I know that the pay-per-view that launched AEW had that event over the weekend on Sunday, and that was Double or Nothing.
Yep.
So give us a quick little or a rundown of this event since I didn't pay to watch this event.
So this was the 7th annual Double or Nothing, which was the first AEW branded pay-per-view, following the 2018 All In event, which was done by what we call the Elite, basically. As far as an event goes, it ran 4.5 hours. It's a type of old school wrestling pay-per-view where you want to have a big party during it, like a barbecue or something, As far as the matches go, there are a couple too many on the card in terms of the weight of the matches. I'm not going to go into which ones they were. They could have pared that down by two or three matches and shortened the event. Now, as far as the signature matches go, there were basically 3 or 4. You had your 2 Owens Hart Cup finalists. The women's finals was Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter, and Mercedes Moné was going over no matter. It was like a freight train going over on that one. Though it was a very good match. It was probably our best match since the Stephanie McCoy match about a year ago. And that was your opening match. And then the men's Owen Hart finalist was the final match of the event. It was Hangman Adam Page going over Will Ospreay. Again, a top-notch match. So those two would all do good work. Now, the signature event of this pay-per-view was something called Anarchy in the Arena, right? Now, and the one preference to describing that I have to describe is that Ricochet and Mark Briscoe fought a hardcore stretcher match earlier in the event, and this hardcore level match of Anarchy Arena elevated way above that. Like this was a true ECW style. For those who've never seen one of these type of events, brawl in the arena, brawl over the place. Tons of well done spots by the women too. This is intergender wrestling in this. It was well done in a way that showed that women shouldn't be competing with men who are a foot taller. But on the other hand, they didn't make it look abusey. You know what I mean? Willow got some nice spears in on some of the members of the Death Riders, that sort of thing. Overall, as far as if you could just watch any one match from this, watch Anarchy in the Arena, and it's about 35-40 minutes if I recall correctly.
Wow.
And if you enjoy hardcore matches, it was a signature event. And as far as overall event pay-per-view goes, if anyone wants to know a specific match other than to watch, you can DM me or something. I can always put it out there. But I'd say it's a successful event, just a tad bit long.
Great. And I had heard from a lot of commentators and content creators that the match was just too long, because when they were doing their reaction, their post show, they're on the East Coast. They're starting at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, yikes.
They could have
That's rough.
cut. They could have cut 2 or 3 matches out of this because they really were weekday style matches. Because here's the thing, okay? This is your signature event for AEW, right? So you should be having signature matches on it. And like we were talking behind the scenes, like Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey. No one for the AEW Continental Championship. No one in their right mind thought Speedball was winning. It was a really good match. Don't get me wrong. No one in their right mind thought he was winning that match. That was 60 minutes you could have had on Collision, basically.
All right.
So
that was one event on Sunday. Now, for those of people who I get some heat every now and then that I only bash AEW and I'm just a Paul Levesque dick writer, well, this show fucking sucked. Absolutely fucking sucked.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think, aside from the nostalgia feel, Saturday night's main events are a waste of time. Now, there was actually 2 things that happened. There were some significant things that happened that did not happen in the Saturday night's main events of the 2 previous. We did actually have some story. We got because in this match right here, which the Yeet Man did retain the World Heavyweight Championship, even though Mr. John Cena wanted to ruin wrestling and put the World Heavyweight Championship around the waist of a YouTuber to ruin wrestling. We got the return of Cody Rhodes, which is a good thing. That's your top star, that's your top draw, that's your top merch seller. It's good to have him back, and we got a match set up for Money in the Bank, a tag match. Logan Paul and John Cena versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. I sure hope that this match better be the main event of the night, because if you're going to have your 2 top champions in the ring at the same time, to have it prior to the men's Money in the Bank match makes no sense.
It's fair.
Probably should be before the women's made Money in the Bank. That sounds like good planning.
Now, speaking of the women's matches, the blue hair land whales were like, there's no women on your show. So they threw together.
That's what that was. Okay.
So they threw together Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green for the Women's United States Championship. That match was fucking awful. Absolutely awful.
I don't know. It looked pretty clean to me, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I
didn't
don't
see
understand
anything
Zelina
wrong.
Vega's character at all.
You botched the signature move of the man who's responsible for your training, Zelina. just get that belt onto Julia as fast as possible.
She meant to do that.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, because
I
she
will
didn't
say-
make any sense to me at all.
Chelsea Green should get triple pay for the amount of work she's willing to do to put people over.
I guess
Yes.
so, yeah.
Yes,
And
definitely.
then we had this match, which apparently Drew was working this match and really hurt. I mean, he had said in an interview that he could barely move his head to the left. So he's going to be
Didn't
off
we?
TV for a while.
That's why they did the concerto then.
Correct.
Didn't we mention last week that one of us said, I don't know if it was me or someone else, that he had mentioned he was working hurt for a bit?
Yeah.
I feel like
one of yours.
yeah.
And then we got this match, which opened the match, easily the best match,
That is the only match I enjoy in the entire event.
except
What?
except you missed half of it because of fucking commercials.
See, I didn't have that
Fucking
problem.
commercials.
I didn't have
This-
that problem.
This show
On the
was like
did you rewatch
40,
on the rewatch?
40. Oh,
That's
yeah,
what happened. Yeah.
40 minutes of commercials for a 120-minute show. A
What?
third of it was commercials.
Stop.
Yeah,
I read that in the reviews. That was the complaint.
yeah.
Stop.
That is the world we live in.
Yeah, well, this is also the TKO the world now, and that could be discussion for another time. But we finally got an answer as who was going to be Seth Rollins's third man, and we got Thomas Preston. There you go.
It was the Sheik himself. The Sheik himself.
Big Bronson Reed. The minute I saw that spot hit, and I'm like, and now, of course, folks were getting a little uptight, like, oh, this doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. It actually
No,
does.
he killed Rollins. Oh my
Okay.
God, Joker, aren't you paying attention to storylines?
I know, but
Bronson Reed is a phenomenon of nature. He can fly with anyone.
as Bronson Reed said, after that Seth Rollins attack, when he said, "This is not personal. I have nothing against Seth. It's Adam Pearce, who's not putting me in top matches. So I made it myself a top guy." And then they explained
I
on
dig it.
Raw that where Heyman gave the explanation. Was it brief? Sure. Was it enough to justify this move? Absolutely. And that faction looks brutal. Absolutely savage.
We're gonna have to name this faction before the
It's gonna have to be the new
does.
Dangerous Alliance.
I really wish I would pull that out.
NDA. Sign this NDA. Nice.
Actually, that's not a bad idea, dude. I didn't even see that coming with that.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Then also going at the same time as AEW Double or Nothing, NXT had a show going with NXT Battleground, which was a good show. It was way better than Saturday night's main event,
Wow.
and not a lot of surprises here.
But
Oba took out the Miles Bourne, but Miles Bourne looked great in this match. Looked really, really good. Kalani Jordan and Sol Ruka, this was never in doubt. This was Sol Ruka's first title defense and a soul snatcher from the top rope. Good night. These two matches, don't care. Solid match here. Stephanie Vaquer and Jordan Grace. This was the shocker right here. I did not expect this. I did not expect Trick Williams to become the TNA, a promotion he doesn't work for,
Oh,
to
boy.
become the TNA
Yeah.
champion. Well, I
Look
don't
for it
think
yet.
so. I don't think he will.
No, I joke. This goes back to my thing. We're saying as soon as these TNA contracts, TV contracts are up, WWE is buying them.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna ask if they're
Well,
gonna do transfers or how that's supposed to work now with him
Well,
winning.
I have no idea, but
Okay.
now you've opened this door for WWE talent to hold TNA belts.
It's the
And-
transfer portal.
And
Transfer portal.
and I guess vice versa. Now the director of TNA, the esteemed Santino Morella, said on NXT next week, Trick will defend the TNA championship against Mike Santana. Why Santino is booking matches for NXT, I have no idea.
He threatened Paul Levesque with
The Cobra,
the Cobra.
maybe,
It was a threat.
or Sean. So I think I think that match is going to end in shenanigans, and in about a month, it's TNA Slammiversary. It's the big stage. That's where Mike Santana takes the TNA championship from Trick. Bigger stage, bigger payday. And if you guys have not seen Mike Santana work, he's very good. He's very, very good. So there's that. But
I should add in, there's some behind the scenes shenanigans going on because Dolph Ziggler started a contract with TNA recently last year, and he's getting a big push. But there's bad blood between Dolph Ziggler and WWE, so he's sort of on the outside looking in right now with the big push TNA is getting for WWE.
True story. True story. And let's see. And then something else that I wanted. We're going to some big stories right here. Where did it go? Oh yeah. That's good. All righty. So, does anyone know where WrestleMania 42 is scheduled to be?
Nope.
Las Vegas.
Not now. I don't now.
Las Vegas.
Well, it was New Orleans, right? I mean, it was New Orleans, right?
That's what
what I
Dwayne
thought.
said.
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
Right on.
Thank you for setting. That was wonderful. Thank you. I mean, they made a big deal on SmackDown in New Orleans. He brought out Dwayne.
As the nice guy.
As the nice guy, you're right.
Springfield, Massachusetts. I doubt it.
Not at the Civic Center. Not big enough. Trust me. I've been there.
But over the weekend, to announce that WrestleMania 42 was going to be at the Superdome in New Orleans, folks were already making plans. They were already reserving Airbnbs, hotel rooms, and then last week, boom,
Swerve.
What? Yikes.
WrestleMania 2026 pulled from New Orleans. This is a dick move. This is a complete dick move. This is TKO talking here. Because as I said as I said, just going over Mania, the amount of money the WWE made for WrestleMania 41 with 30,000 less people in attendance than the year before, they made more money. So more than likely,
It's more expensive.
it's more expensive. And there's also, although the stuffed shirts and the suits of TKO, you know where they live? Las Vegas.
Well, then even before TKO bought WWE, there was Vince and his team floating on the idea that the big four find permanent homes.
That was a thought, but there is this thought going out that WWE is proposing that Vegas be a more regular place, like not every year, but like every 3 years you come back to Vegas. And I'm like, I don't like this idea. I don't like it. But New Orleans did. They're getting money in the bank next year.
Oh, cool. Consolation
Okay,
prize.
not bad. Not bad.
I was reading.
Well, hang on really quick, because this is not the first time the WWE has done this. Because remember, after WrestleMania 40, we usually got an announcement that weekend of where the next year will be. And it was kind of up in the air. We didn't know. The prevailing theory was Minneapolis, who was going to get a SummerSlam, a 2-night SummerSlam as compensation in 2027, because they waited for Vegas to make their offer, and then they're like, "Oh, Minnesota, bye." So just for the site fee alone, the city of Las Vegas paid the WWE $5 million to set up shop in Allegiant Stadium. And there are things going on within the city council here, because we've got the Warner Brothers and Universal opening studio compounds out here to film stuff. So they're talking about the film tax credits. Well, as of last year, WWE got 1.5 million in tax credits as well. So that could only get even more money going forward. So Vegas becomes a very lucrative
So
market.
honestly, they could have the big four in Vegas all the time and make money.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I
Well,
mean,
for a while.
Eventually, people get tired.
Yes. So
They get tired of what's that name? Siegfried and Roy for 30 years for Tiger ate one of them.
okay, much smaller scale. Brad, you had something to say about this.
Well, here I was reading when this all happened, and my understanding from reading some of the articles is there are existing contracts for events that would be in the same locations. Like, where did we go for WrestleMania World? What was that? The convention center?
Convention center.
So, like, when they're planning it, that's already gone. My understanding is that's gone. And I think there's going to be a concert at some point during that week. So, how the hell are you guys going to do this?
Well, because right now the concert concert promoter is holding firm, saying no.
Yeah,
we're not leaving. And I'm like, good. So we
go to Caesars. It worked so well before.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I think WWE could easily do 20 plus years of shows from the Big Four in Vegas. I mean, freaking Celine Dion had 8 years of concert sellouts.
Again, smaller scale, bro. Smaller scale. And,
there isn't much.
The WWE residency.
Celine, okay, you're also not paying tens of thousands of dollars for a seat at Celine Dion.
I might not have paid that, but I know people did.
Well, then they are stupid.
Look, as soon as one of the wrestlers goes into space, they're going to come back and they'll lose a WWE residency. That's exactly what happened to Katy Perry. So, I mean, look, it's proven fact. You can't do it. Not going to happen.
They have to get Elon involved with SpaceX and have a WWE match in space on his
Oh my God, yeah.
All I know is that when I heard people were spending 50,
whoa, Ego.
I was just saying. All I was saying was the minute I heard people were spending $50,000 for that VIP experience, that wasn't. I was like, they're never gonna want this to go anywhere else. Like
Yeah.
I don't see how you're not gonna get, like, if anyone's gonna pay you $50,000 for a half-ass meet and greet, like, I'm like, you're gonna pay me that much money for just that? Okay, I'm not gonna go anywhere else. It was a dick move to what?
No, you're totally right, because I remember I posted some comment I saw from a guy who does WWE creations for WWE 2K, and he said he went to the Tampa shows. He's like, I spent $19,000 less than I did going to WrestleMania. I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
that's not, he definitely spent a few thousand. He definitely spent a few thousand here, but you're talking easily that he probably spent over $20,000 to $25,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's like, it's either gonna have to be like T-Mobile Arena in LA, Vegas, or like Dallas from here on out. Like, you're gonna have to have you can put the most in.
I mean, there's a natural home. I mean, it's a cesspool for the city, but New York City is a natural home for SummerSlam.
Ain't no way. Oh, for SummerSlam, okay.
Yeah, okay. And then Disney in Florida would be a natural home for WWE event, but there's corporate politics there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I mean, are you guys okay if the big four were at one location that was north, south, east, and west? Technically, if it just rotated rotated only 4 locations,
that won't work with WWE's plan because they want a big four in Europe.
Because you're gonna get a major event at Wembley at some point.
Okay,
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Stouty is going to get a Mania in the next 3 years.
Yeah, aren't they getting the Rumble next year?
Mm-hmm. They have one event in they have one event in Saudi this year. Next year, 3.
You could have
at 50 mil a pop.
You could have Mania in London.
Damn.
27.
And I just got informed we're at double-digit likes already. Awesome job. Keep it going.
You know what?
Going, folks.
Ego. When you say damn, you can use your post-pubescent voice. Ron Simmons set the tone.
Damn.
Damn.
You can't go damn. You gotta go damn. It's like damn.
You just made the list.
You Ron Simmons, don't be Chris Tucker.
Okay, so
Joker,
I mentioned
get a shot of Ron Simmons doing damn, but put Eagle's voice to it.
Ego, you're on that.
You got
it. I can find that shit.
Okay, so
damn.
Okay, so I mentioned that this weekend was a very busy weekend. Well, in a few weeks, we're getting in July with the AEW their WrestleMania All In. On the same weekend, WWE is doing events as well. We're getting Saturday night's main event, NXT Great American Bash, and then the Women's Evolution Premium Live event. So, it's gonna happen, folks. It's
a good head-to-head right there. I like it.
It'll inspire AEW to stop sucking.
You know, Matt, you know what? Just for that, sir. First mic drop of the show.
Did.
There you go. Ego, just for that.
I'm sorry. Is this retroactive? I had a couple last week.
No, it's not. And Brad, I asked you to look into something because as the world turns, there are legal things that happen, and the big story that's kind of not big, but then when something happens, it becomes news. Brad, do you want to share with?
Do you have a link?
I do not have.
Okay.
I do not have a link. I actually don't. But you can feel free to go over what's.
Actually, let me just bring up what you posted on Twitter so I can actually read the document itself.
Okay.
There we go. And so this is a filing in the United States District Court of Connecticut by Janelle Grant against WWE, Vince's K. McMahon, and John Laurinaitis. Stipulation of dismissal with prejudice pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure, yada, yada, yada. Plaintiff Janelle Grant hereby stipulates with defendant John Laurinaitis that the above entitled action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice against defendant John Laurinaitis. For the sake of clarity, I don't know why they did this. It's very clear already. Plaintiff is not dismissing any claims against any other defendant than Mr. Laurinaitis. Each party shall bear its own costs. That second sentence is unnecessary. So basically what this means is she is no longer suing John Laurinaitis in civil court. Remember, this is a civil case, not a criminal case.
So
and there's all future right to do so.
And what?
Yeah, by saying with prejudice.
And what would the reason being that she's dropping her suit against Johnny Ace?
Well, there's several reasons that it could be. Obviously, you could reach a settlement independent of the other defendants. That happens a lot of times in multiple party cases. Those terms would not be disclosed. Sometimes it'd be monetary settlements. There'd be released documents and everything, confidentiality statements. But what appears to be implied based upon some statements made by both parties, by both plaintiff and defendant Laurinaitis' representatives, is that Mr. Laurinaitis is going to provide testimony in favor of Ms. Grant's case, meaning against Vince.
So Johnny Ace is singing, basically.
I read that
he's turning heel on Vince.
I read that a little differently. I read that as he gave evidence on Vince, meaning recordings of some sort. Because
he may have already done that. He may have already
his
done that.
His testimony isn't going to change anything because he's an evil jerk himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Question, Brad. How hard is it to get charges dismissed against you if you're going to wind up turning state's evidence against the person?
You can't use the term charges because this is not a criminal case. This is a lawsuit. This is a civil action. It's not hard. Just ask.
Okay, because it's
there's no government involved here. It's like, let's say we were suing Joker.
Right.
Let's say we were suing Joker, and Joker was. Let's say Joker was suing us for bad takes, and I say to Joker, look, man, I'm going to tell you right now, Ego's been planning these bad takes. He's been texting me all this time, letting me know that he's setting up these bad takes just to piss you off. If you drop the case against me, I will testify in favor of this. Now, hypothetically, I would then be dismissed from the case, but I would then provide evidence to support Joker's case and be against Ego's.
Ego.
You just made the list.
The final goal of this lawsuit is to get some amount of money plus an admission of guilt out of Vince before he dies.
Correct.
Okay, so that once Vince liability. Once Vince dies, he can't admit guilt, which means no other lawsuit can benefit from that admission of guilt.
Well, they could still continue the lawsuit against the state.
Remember, there are other women who have claims. So they're all waiting to get this
right. They're trying to get some admission of liability. Again, this is not a criminal action.
But then the question is, Vince is very old and sickly. So if he died before that, then all they can get is money, which the other lawsuits can't benefit from. No.
Correct.
But the problem then would be, can it be used against those used for the other people? Because that gets into a whole bunch of things about character evidence and what exactly is proven in this case. I mean, maybe they prove that there was some liability by Vince against Grant, but if there's no evidence connecting to someone else, you can't get them. And then that gets into whole issues of character evidence, which is very difficult to prove in a court of law and even get admitted to a court. I mean, this is way complicated stuff. But the bottom line is ultimately money. That's why you do civil cases. It's not for criminal. No one's going to jail. Even
Brad,
it's just money.
Are they in LLC or are they in Inc?
Well, it says they're an LLC here.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's in the pleading.
Okay, so from the courtroom to the ring, we've got next weekend Money in the Bank, and the participants are
weekend.
right next weekend in a week and a half. So we've got more participants coming in as Raw started their men's qualifiers in a banger match, 10-minute match. And I think they just said, guys, go. Just go. You had Dragon Lee, Chad Gable, and Cero, Miedo, Penta. That match was fucking awesome. With one commercial break. 10
Only
match.
why? How could that be?
I know, it's crazy.
Why would you not break up action?
That spot. Well, for one, there was a scary spot where Penta had Dragon Lee doing like a gory bomb, and then was gonna do a face buster on Gable, and just dropped, and Gable hit his neck at a weird angle. Ref went right over to Chad, going, "Dude, are you okay? You okay?" And then Chad had Penta on the announce table. I don't know where Dragon Lee came from, but he flew out of nowhere and just lit Penta up.
He did the Arya Stark.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
he did.
That's what it is.
That's
And Gable
75-foot
got
leap
cut.
of nowhere.
Yeah, from Vikingo.
Gable got busted open bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you
Which-
will, the man always loses.
Which proves he is not El Grande Americano, because you cannot
shove
get
it down.
busted open in the head when you have a titanium skull plate.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
I am a doctor of juris. It's a doctor.
So we had that match over on the SmackDown side. We mentioned the Shinsuke, LA Knight, and who was the other person? Doesn't really matter. Oh,
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
Okay.
Well, apparently SmackDown has their version of the guy who just eats pins, and his name is now Pinsuke Nakamura.
Which is sad, but I guess he's running his contract out.
So right now, the field on the women's side has not changed. It is still Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Julia. We have one more match for SmackDown for the ladies. That is Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. As I said, Naomi should go over
No,
in this.
Ego. You know who's going to win.
Pretend that I don't.
It's your
Let's see
girl.
what you got on your mind.
I mean, your girl's
That's
going
fair.
to dominate. She's going to win Money in the Bank.
Right, and go on to cash in on
Tiffany.
Stratton
Mm-hmm.
and go on a dynamic, powerful.
Goldberg-esque winning streak.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So, and then on the men's side, we've got Andrade, Jacob Fatu, and Carmelo Hayes. Who do you guys think?
Jacob.
Of those? No, Jacob has the title. He's not gonna.
Mello.
Oh wait, you're
Mello,
right. I'm sorry. I was thinking Solo
Mello, I
for
think.
some reason. I was thinking Solo.
Mello.
I still think Fatu, man.
Mello.
Jacob's on his
Mello-
own title push right now. They're not gonna put him near a big title yet.
And you've got a story where Solo is jealous of Jacob. So
Yeah.
Solo doesn't want to share the ring with Jacob in the same match. So he's going to help and not help.
Also, you got to remember, so storyline eliminates Jacob because he's in his own storyline, right?
Correct.
But of the other two guys, which is most likely to be able, which is based on the fact that neither Andre or Carmelo are likely to win it. Therefore, which was more likely to help put over a good match? And that's
Mello.
Carmelo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that Andre couldn't, but Carmelo
I mean,
was better at it.
I mean, they were both in it last year, and they were both excellent.
Yeah. Well,
And
unfortunately, they don't give us the option to get both of them in this year. So
true. And then also on Raw, the main event was Finn Balor with I forget who else, and then Seth Rollins. Okay, well, Seth Rollins won that match. Oh, it was Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Which I'm just gonna say there's another criticism here of WWE. So clip this because you folks who think I don't criticize. Paul Levesque, what are you doing? This top story you've got, you have introduced one of the best in-ring storytellers on the mic, and you haven't used him on the mic. He's done run-ins for the last 3 weeks. Why is CM Punk just being used as a run-in and being a shitty friend? Because as Sami Zayn was getting double-teamed, Punk was there just for the run-in.
Maybe he's got a sore throat.
Maybe, possibly. I highly doubt it, though. But, and then there's going to be a women's last Money in the Bank qualifier. Liv went to go talk to Adam Pearce, saying that she's going to make sure she's in that match. I would not be surprised if Liv Morgan takes that last spot. She's kind of a staple in these multi-person matches, and she performs very well in them.
Yeah,
agreed.
However, based on Tuesday, which was supposed to be at Yingling Center, but they didn't sell enough tickets, so they just moved it to Orlando. Oh my God. Not one, 2 title changes on NXT.
Yeah.
2.
I called it.
Well, you called one.
I called our being in WWE by this year, not waiting till all year.
Yeah, that is true. I'll give you that one there. So, also, I think there's some big. I don't know what they're planning down there, because within a few months, Roxanne is on Raw. Julia's on SmackDown. It was just announced Jordynne Grace is going to SmackDown, and Stephanie Vaquer dropping the title will be on Raw, because I was looking at the roster, and I'm like, who would be in a qualifying match with Liv who hasn't already been in one and who's not injured? And I'm like, Liv Morgan, Maxine Dupree, and Ivy Nile. I'm not excited about that match at all. Sorry.
Nope.
However, do you think we see Stephanie make her Raw debut as a full main roster member in that Money in the Bank qualifying match?
It makes sense at this point. What's she going to have?
If she wins it, it makes sense.
Well, but would she be in the match? So Stephanie, Liv, and then someone else. Like Maxine.
No.
Stephanie's getting a push. So
okay, but
they're not going to push her and have her lose her first match on TV.
Okay, but because it's a triple threat, she's not going to be the one taking another pin. That's why you have an Ivy or a Maxine.
True.
In there, and you've got Roxanne running interference and Raquel, because again, there's no rules in a triple threat match. I'm just saying it's possible, because
I
as
can
of
see
now,
what you're saying.
Well, because
as of now, if the match is just going on the roster now, not putting Stephanie into the equation, there's no reason to even have a qualifying match. Just send Liv. Just send Liv to money
there.
in the bank.
Fair point.
Yeah, I agree with you, JV. The thing is, I mentioned earlier not be able to do the whole show tonight because of my medical status.
Right.
So yeah, I got to cut out now.
Okay.
I was in the hospital again, guys, and I'm too tired from it. So
All right, Matt.
Take it
Take
easy.
care, guys.
I'll see you all next week.
Matt's link
Later,
is down. Matt's link is down below. Do you have anything to plug at all?
Just Roman's show this week.
Okay.
You
Cool.
can do that for us.
You got it, man. All righty.
Yes, I do.
So I want you to look at this because we talk about rosters, who has the best roster, and a certain someone was saying that our people are the best, blah, blah, blah. I want you to look at the Raw women's roster right now.
All right.
We've looked at this before, haven't we?
Take a look at that.
Not since update. That's since Tuesday update.
This is an update, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad, man. That's a stacked roster.
That is ridiculous.
Stacked rosters, yeah.
I mean, you've got, in my opinion, on the roster now, 1 and 2, the best and the second best in-ring women's talent on your entire roster. And EO, I say, is the best in-ring talent on the entire roster.
Agreed.
That is a stacked roster. And then on SmackDown, you got Tiffany, Julia, Jordan now. Nia Jax, when she wants to work, can put on a decent match. Naomi. Now, however, though,
Go ahead.
what's going on in NXT? Because in a span of a month, your top 4 women's talents have gone to the main roster. Your top 4.
Power vacuum. Yeah.
Well,
So my question is, the logical thing is, well, who's coming in?
Right.
So I know that, and all signs indicate that the Mariah May is coming to
Dece. Yeah, definitely.
NXT. Now, I don't know if I don't know if WWE would make that bold a move if they didn't know she's already on her way. But my question is this, Brad, because you're being a contract lawyer, if her contract is not up, and some say the fall, some say the summer, can she or her representatives even be talking to the WWE?
you can always renegotiate terms of the contract. You can renegotiate terms for being open to negotiations. Also, we don't even know what's in the contract. We know that when people are let go from WWE, typically it's like, 90 days they can't work for another company.
In the main roster,
we don't,
right?
Yeah, we don't know what's in a TNA? No, AEW. We don't know what's in an AEW contract. We don't know.
People get poached all the time. Yeah, you get poached all the time.
I mean, how long before?
Not so much anymore.
I mean, there's ways around contracts, and usually involves a little bit of money.
Gotcha.
Question. Just quick question.
Okay.
Let's say that there is a tampering that's involved, right? And Mariah May gets a contract offer. Do you think Tony Khan's pride would allow him to take a buyout?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So that's just, I would not make, that again, because that's a bold move. I mean, moving your top 4 marquee talents to the main roster and leaving your women's championship with JC Jane.
Yeah, that was awful.
JC fucking Jane. Transitional champion at best.
The other thing is how many, there's still going to be a lot of women on there that are not going to be used at all.
Right. You got, you got JC Jane, Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, Jada Parker, Thea Hale, Zarya, Sol Ruka. I mean, you still got like 8 solid Kalani Jordan, sure, maybe.
Mhm.
I mean,
But then you're also having a glut of women on the main roster, because now there's a bunch of people who are like more Maxine Dupree role. I mean, like, what are they there for?
Right.
I'm seeing some cuts in the future then, because honestly,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
I
I'm
want to see
thinking,
what I know that we saw the women's Raw roster. I want to see what the women's SmackDown looked like, because I was trying to figure out if I could move Lyra Valkyria to SmackDown. Because
No,
I mean,
why? Why would you want to? Why?
I just there's nothing there for me, man. Nothing there. I'm sorry.
And there's wait. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
I just said
Hold
for
on.
me, there's nothing there for
But
me.
there's-
That's all that I said.
But there's something there with Jade.
That's not fair. All I just said. I'm saying that there's at least one woman you could put that's in SmackDown. You could put her on Raw and trade her places with Lyra. I didn't say it was Jade. I didn't say it was Jade.
Lyra is a very good in-ring talent.
Gross. Okay.
She's better than Jade.
Okay.
And
that's not what we're here for.
Eagles gonna say that's not true. That's impossible.
I didn't say that. I just say it's unfair right now because for reasons. Okay, I'll think of them later.
Oh, you poor baby.
We are going to rename LeftEyeEgo Left Eye Cope.
It's for information to be Left Eye.
Not your list.
That is so cute.
Moving on, gentlemen.
Next.
So, for the men's final spot for the Money in the Bank, again, I don't see how you don't have Money in the Bank and a healthy CM Punk and not have him at that show.
I mean, and again, because I have my own little, I've booked my own thing. At some point, he's got to face Cena.
Exactly. He has to.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
And I just got word we have matched our in-show from last week. 11 likes. Let's get to that goal of 12. Wow. Jacob likes my little. And again, Ego, are you okay?
Yes.
I think he froze.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
He's
Or are we gonna like play, football like we did as kids on the table, just flick it through his fingers?
Wow, fractured.
Hey, speaking of burns, can we talk about the shit-eating grin of the night on Raw?
Finn Balor.
Just like he's like eating popcorn.
Oh, and I am loving it.
He's making a telenovela.
I am loving the story. It just makes me smile.
It was so just like you see his head poke around like.
Yes, loving every second. And apparently there may be something in the work because someone said, are they going to turn Liv and Dom face? Apparently that's not an idea that's off the table with WWE creative.
Wow.
I mean, they get pop. So
yeah,
whether they're acting as heels, but they're getting babyface treatment by the crowd. So
sort of anti-face, kind of like anti-hero.
Yes. Ego, you all right there, buddy? Ego.
2 seconds.
Ego. What's going on here?
I don't know what's happening.
That's so weird. Wow. I guess he's having problems. So, because we're about to go into the staple of this show, and that he dropped out. So
you know what? I think we burned him too much.
Maybe.
If you can't stand the.
It's so badass.
Can't take the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Ego says he'll be back in just a second. Well, good.
Maybe 2.
2 and 2. There you are, sir. How are you?
Good God, computer just completely locked up on me. My bad, guys.
That's not a problem. We're about to begin the staple of this show. It is the Wednesday Night is Overbooked Top 5, where we have a topic, we give our top 5 responses, and we assign a point value. Our number 5 pick gets 1 point. Our number 1 pick gets 5 points. So at the end, our legal expert, who counts in 6s, not 5s, gives us a definitive scientific answer. But before we begin, I want to thank everyone who has been in the chat. Thank you very much. Again, check all the links down below in the description.
I say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
And again, check out the link to that Joker Voice merch store. Jacob, if you are in the chat still, can you drop that link into the chat, or Ego? Either of you guys.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So today, because we're approaching the midpoint of the year, we're going with the top 5 of 2025 so far. And we're going with the top match, the best match of 2025 so far. Now, we have been talking throughout this year, and we agree that there were 3 match of the year candidates already. One of them was at the Royal Rumble. That was Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens in a ladder match at Elimination Chamber. Was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in their unsanctioned match. Wow, 2 matches with Kevin Owens. It's like he's good or something.
And then got injured.
I know. And the third was the Women's World Championship match, the opening match of night 2 of the WrestleMania. So those 3 will be in all of our lists, but we're going to add 2 of our own as well. And who knows, maybe these will end up at the end of the year being the end of the year match of the year finalists. So I'm going to start with Mr. Ego. What is your number 5, sir?
Man, KO Sammy, the unsanctioned match in Elimination Chamber, man. Again, since meeting you guys, I've learned about the history of a lot of the wrestlers that they've had with one another, and the fact that Sammy and Kevin Owens have been doing this for 20 years, and this is pretty much going to be their last match, and that they were going to give a hell of a match for the last time that they were going to be together. I mean, they could have played it safe, done like a 1-fall regular match, could have added slight stipulations like no DQ, but kept it in the ring. But no, they went all over the entire arena. They were going to go all out, balls to the wall on this one. So I have to give them credit for that. I got that at number 5.
Okay. Brad, you're number 5.
So at this point, I had to do some research and go back and watch some matches. And I ended up watching some stuff from NXT Stand and Deliver.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, I was down between 2 matches.
Okay.
Obafemi, Trick, and Javon.
Good match. I saw it live.
Fraxian and Walker and Ledger.
Yeah.
I have to go Fraxian, Walker, and Ledger. I mean, because we talked about how great Oba is, and that was a good match. But the way that these guys put the match together, it was damn near perfect. I felt like at times it's like they instantly knew how to work off each other. And I don't want to say flawless, because you always have some stuff that goes wrong.
Right.
but it just flowed so well. And did they shake hands at the end? I missed it. Did they?
Oh, yeah.
I think they shook hands. I
Oh,
read.
yeah.
I'm watching. I'm like, oh crap! I gotta go get ready to something else. And I'm like, they shook hands. That's like that reminds me of the night after the Hardys and Edge and Christian, their first was it the ladder? It was a ladder match, and they came out and they shook hands afterwards. And it's not just an acknowledgement of congratulations. It's an acknowledgement of like, we did it, guys.
We fucking kicked ass. That match was balls to the walls, and the pop that Hank and Tank got was just like, yes, because we all knew that Fraction was going main roster, and they have been amazing on the main roster too. So my number 3, Ego. I'm with you.
Five.
My 5. Sorry.
Yeah.
My number 5. God, I count like I talk. It's all over the place. My number 5 with Ego is Sammy and Kevin at Elimination Chamber. And since that was already in our top 3, and right now it got bumped down to 5, I'm like, ooh, what could possibly be coming up? So, Ego, you're number 4, sir.
On number 4, I've also got KO. It's going to be back-to-back on this one. KO versus Cody, the ladder match for Royal Rumble, number 4. As a side, I was there for Wednesday for Saturday night's main event.
Correct.
And Tony, when they announced the thing, and I will say this, Shiro was hyped because she thought the wrestling match was happening that time. Like, she was so pissed. He's like, why the fuck are you going to bring a ladder out and no one's goddamn wrestling? Like, she was that hyped just seeing the ladder out. I mean, the fanfare they had going into this Saturday's main event was more than enough to justify how great the match wound up being for Royal Rumble. And again, for Kevin Owens to put his body on the line, kind of like back to back on this one, like, it has to be commended, especially with, Cody Rhodes had been doing boring matches as of late. This one was like, okay, well, you can still put on a decent match. And I swear to God, him putting Kevin Owens through the ladder like that, what a bump to take. So I got that.
Gotcha. Brad, you're number 4.
I'm also going KO and Cody. I'm going to basically reiterate what Ego said, but I want to change what he said at the end there, where Cody put KO through the ladder. Kevin Owens put Cody over in that match.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Because Cody was the blandest fucking champion ever. He needed an edge. He needed to be taken to a different level, because otherwise he was like worse than John Cena babyface back in the day. I mean, there was no pop to Cody, honestly. I mean, yeah, people were excited, but there's no excitement really. Not from people who like actually got to see Cody do stuff in AEW. I watched him a little bit, and it was like, hey, this is a different Cody than I saw as Stardust. I'm like, this guy's interesting. And then he gets here, and now he's like milquetoast champion. So this gave him an edge, and this is why it was a good match, mainly because, in my opinion, KO put him over. So now we know that when Cody comes out to the ring like he did this weekend, tracksuit action figure Cody, he means business now.
Right. My number 4 was, now we mentioned KO and Sammy at Elimination Chamber. My number 4, the Women's Elimination Chamber match itself. That match started off with an angle where the best Jade Cargill has ever looked in her entire time in WWE, when she just obliterated Naomi. That was gorgeous. And the way everyone in their pods sold it, the way Liv was healing it up, going up, Bianca laughing at her, taunting her. Liv was the MVP of that match. The woman takes bumps. That woman is an absolute savage. The hair whip, that the hair whip that she took. Oh,
That was awesome.
They should outlaw that.
oh, brutal. Brutal. I mean, would I ever volunteer to take that? So that's my number 4. Ego, you're number 3.
Number 3 was your number 4. I got the women's elimination chamber match.
Nice.
It was great seeing the collaborative effort on it. Everyone got their kind of their solo parts in there for being behind the elimination chamber. There was the drama with Naomi and Jade. There was Liv being an MVP. You're right, taking all those whips. That was phenomenal. And then actually having, Bianca Belair winning actually made sense. It wasn't really that much controversy, but everyone gave it their absolute all. I love that Alexa Bliss actually got some time in this match as well. But I mean, ultimately, as a collaborative effort, it was fantastic. I honestly think this might get topped by Women's Money in the Bank this year, but so far I got it at number 3.
Gotcha. All right, Brad, you're number 3.
This was another one that I had to watch to make certain of quality. And this is one that actually probably should have been on WrestleMania, but it wasn't. It was on the Friday after.
The TLC, the
SmackDown TLC, DIY, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns.
Machine Guns. Great match.
Yeah.
I was like, when I forget which, it was one of the Profits, and he speared
Angelo Dawkins.
He speared Ciampa as Ciampa was hanging, and he speared him through the table. I'm like, okay, so you obviously want to try to one up Edge and Jeff Hardy.
Right.
So what do? Well, you do the same thing, but now you're adding a table. I'm like, oh my God. And just like simple things were just like so well done. Like when the Profits took out DIY as they were trying to bring in the ladder. Literally, they're just trying to bring them both, smack them. I'm like, oh, this is already starting bad. And again, so TLC matches can really go bad.
They go bad in a hurry.
Yeah. But this was one where I'm not saying it is the level of TLC classic, but it brought back the spirit and was very well done.
All right. My number 3. We're going to WrestleMania 41.
Cody and Cena.
Of course. No. The main event of night 1, and that is not Gunther and Jey Uso. That was not the main event.
What?
Oh, Ego. That's so cute. It is Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. The story going into it, the favor from Paul Heyman. The match itself was amazing. That was a well-done match. Seth Rollins catching Roman mid-spear and doing a pedigree.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. Amazing. And the fact that we all thought Punk was going over and he was gonna pin Rollins because Roman is not gonna take a pin. Rollins goes over pinning Roman Reigns. We got everything wrong on that match. And the double cross by Heyman, no one saw it come. I mean, if not for that match, night 1 sucked. I'm just saying.
True. Very true.
Except for the lame event was great.
Oh, yeah, that was great. And then that Tiffany Charlotte match was just
don't ruin my number 1.
All righty. Ego, you're number 2, sir.
All right. So the reason I didn't have WrestleMania Night 1's match that you just described is because we had the other 3 in our top 5. So number 2 for me is going to have to be the women's Night 2 match, Io versus Bianca versus Rhea Ripley. Like that was actually pretty. Put them in there, so I had to slot them in there based on the 3 that we had. Okay, so I had to put that at number 2 on my list. Okay,
I can't wait to see your number 1.
I know, right?
I'm curious.
It caught me off guard. I caught it a few weeks ago, and I'm like, number 1 for me. So, but yeah,
frickin'
it was
Cargill.
honestly,
God damn it.
collaborative effort. EO finally retaining, as opposed to last year going in, having it and losing it was a phenomenal way to end, I guess, that storyline. But it was a great overall match, so I got it at number 2.
All right, Brad, you're number 2.
I'm going with KO and Sammy.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously we've already had you guys talk about it, but these two guys know each other. They know how to wrestle each other, and they know how to make a spectacle of it. And more importantly, they know how to tell the story they want to tell. They know how to communicate, and that's what this match was. Yeah, they can do the spots. And look, they're not doing it like they were 10 years ago because they're all about 40. But they're doing it in a way that still looks damn good and is entertaining and is keeping you interested. I mean, I still remember, like, what is he pulling Sammy's mouth back
hockey
with
stick.
it was a hockey stick. And it's like, Sammy's like, I mean, it's like, this is all personal. They make it feel personal.
Yes.
And that to me is why this is, to me, I mean, like, I can't do technicalities of wrestlers, but what I like is the stories. And this match was all storytelling.
Right. My number 2 is Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble, the ladder match. For one, it's a ladder match. You've already got my attention already there. The spots were dead on. Kevin Owens just, again, shows just that he is one of the best in the world at what he does. He can play any role, do anything. There's a bump he is not gonna not take. That Alabama slam into the ladder bridge, which I think is what ultimately did the damage to his neck. And he just took it like a champ and kept going and kept going. Absolutely top to bottom, one of the best matches all year. The second best match all year, not the first. So, Ego, you're number 1, sir. I can't wait to hear this.
So this
Cargill
match versus Nia Jax. How did you finish my sentence? I'm joking. All right. So this actually match off day 1 made me a fan of her. It was Toni Storm versus Mariah May, AEW. I
this is a swerve.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the lead up into this. I watched the vignettes that boiled up to it because I was trying to figure out what you guys said.
Whoa. Toni Storm and May from last year?
Mariah May. Not from this year.
This year.
Yeah, they did.
From this year.
Yeah.
It was early in this year.
It was in the Australia show. Melbourne.
Yeah. So I was looking up like the lead ups into it, the vignettes, the tax, the call outs, the pomp circumstances, the spectacle of it all, the fact they were willing to go all out. There was blood involved too. I honestly did not know who was going to wind up winning this match. It kept me on my heels and toes. And when you guys said, hey, Mariah May is actually going to be in NXT, I was like, oh my God, like I can see this. Like I'm late to Stephanie Vacure, but the way y'all saw Stephanie Vacure making her way to main roster ASAP is the way I'm looking at Mariah May the minute I saw that match. So like the feud preceding it, even up to the match they had this year, I'm like, oh my God, like she's got it. So I got that as number 1. I couldn't take my eyes off the entire match, and I'm like, wow. She's completely wasted on Tony Khan, and the minute she signs up with WWE NXT, it's gonna be
push her to the fucking moon.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? I'm sorry. Just can you imagine right now a Mariah May versus Tiffany Stratton match
in about a year? Yeah.
Yeah, promos alone are gonna be phenomenal. Like I'll buy the T-shirt that has them like doing the head-to-head face-off. I'll buy that.
Buy the wigs.
Fuck it. I got a wig in the closet anyway. I'll do it. It's for a vignette that I did for something else. Don't ask too many questions. But yeah, that's.
You just made the list.
I don't want to be on. I don't want to see this list now.
Number one.
Number one.
My number one is no shock, obviously, Cena versus Cody. Well, let's do this. Cena versus Cody should have been in the place where this match was, because this was the match of night 2, the women's championship match. I mean, I just went back to check. It was almost 15 minutes. And how could you start better than this? But then it's just like everything went downhill. That was the worst part about it. It's like you start off on such a great level,
and they just
progressively got worse.
Well, they got a little
a plateau.
Well, they weren't as good, but then after Logan Paul and AJ, boom, it just hit the floor.
I mean, really, this should have been the first match, and you'll wonder sometimes. I'm sorry, this should have been the last match, and you wonder sometimes if the bookers are back there and Gorilla and like, we booked that wrong. Maybe Travis Scott wasn't a way to go.
Jesus.
Which I got something to tell you backstage that we'll talk about next week as well. So no surprise, my number one, I love me some Joshis. So anytime you get Io Sky in the ring, my antennas are up, and that match between Bianca, Rhea, and Io to open WrestleMania Night 2 is absolutely balls to the walls. Was absolutely action packed. There was not a lot of, as opposed to an AEW match where there's a lot of no selling, kickouts at one, kick out. The kickouts made sense because it was a triple threat match, and the pop that Io got when she got the pin, because Rhea got the biggest pop going into the match by their entrances. The pop Io got when the 1, 2, 3 happened, and when you find out later that she flew all 15 members of her family from Tokyo to see this match, something special, because her dad had not seen her wrestle since she went to NXT.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So that's my number one. So I believe we have a definitive number one
and two
and 3. Okay. So at number 3, sir,
I see KO and Sammy.
Okay. All righty. Followed closely by
KO and Cody.
Right. At number 2. And then number 1.
Add the 2 points together from the previous, you get 14 points, which is the women's world championship. Should be 15, but someone threw a curve. But it was a good curve.
It was a nice curve.
Thank you.
So Ego for that nice curve. And Brad for complimenting the nice curve.
All right.
And
also, but what about Joker recognizing curves?
Well, did you just say that I think you have nice curves?
No, recognize. That guy's got a wig in the closet for some damn reason. It's not for his wife.
No change the subject.
You just made the list.
Is there a dress next to it too? What's going on there, Buffalo Bill?
Seth Rollins.
You're lucky I don't have hair that long. Okay?
Shiro's turning into Becky Lynch suddenly. She's gonna raid your closet.
Wow.
My hair used to be that long though, too.
Really?
Yeah, it's a long story. I'll show you a photo when I get a chance.
I do. Fractured. Thank you, sir. Actually, fractured for that statement. So, Mr. LeftEyeEgo, what do you have coming up, sir?
Yes, guys, I am so sorry that I was not able to do a Memorial Day stream with the wife. We are still just getting over being sick. So this Sunday will be the actual Ordinary Gains podcast. Please check out the video that I currently have up, the Sinners movie review. Sinners title review is The Good, the Bad, and the Morons. Not the moronic. You got to check out why it involves the race trader version of me. You have to check it out.
The Hotep. That was great.
The Hotep. Yes, thank you.
Gotta watch this now.
It was quite humorous. And Mr. Bradley Burnett, what do you have coming up, sir?
Normally, you can find me on Thursday nights on Weekend Pregame, but Static, I believe, is unable to broadcast this week. So we get a cringe-free Thursday. No cringe Thursday for once. So I guess I don't have to drink it all then.
Right.
Otherwise, you can go to my channel, watch all my videos as we continue doing our Wormhole Watch. We have begun Season 2 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And I'm throwing up some outtakes from stuff that happened, which was really unexpected and went on a lot longer and really kind of crazy.
All righty. And as for me, tomorrow you can catch me on with Roman of the Empire. We're doing a free range stream, just kind of a cornucopia of topics within the world of pop culture. Of course, you've got my regular content here on the channel. And next week we will be back here 6 p.m. Pacific. Wednesday night is overbooked for official Money in the Bank predictions. So, on behalf of everyone here, thank you very much. Keep talking, keep smiling. Until next time,
Toodles!
Take care.
And here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.